Here are 20 facts that sound fake, but are actually true. The world's only underwater post office is located at the Hideaway Island Resort and Marine Sanctuary in Port Vila, Vanuatu. Divers and snorkelers can post special waterproof postcards in 10 feet or 3 meters of water. Of all the animals on Earth, the mosquito has contributed to more deaths than any other animal, causing around 1 million deaths per year. A study done by the School of Life Sciences at the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa has found that rhinoceroses use communal defecation sites, meaning they poop together. The male rhinos can actually figure out how many other males are around in the reproductive state of female mates from this site. There is something that exists called elimination communication, where instead of using diapers, the parent learns to use timing, signals, and cues to know when their baby needs to pee or poop. In the Middle Ages, doctors believed that farting into jars and sniffing them would prevent death, or more specifically, the Black Death Plague, which they call therapeutic stink. On average, the head of an adult human weighs about 10 to 11 pounds, or 4.5 to 5 kilograms, which constitutes around 8% of the total body weight. In 1918, a black man named Lawrence C. Jones survived a lynching attempt from a white mob by convincing them of his passion to educate black kids. The mob ended up collecting money for his cause. On January 10, 1992, a container ship traveling from Hong Kong to Tacoma, Washington, lost 12 containers overboard. One of them released thousands of tiny yellow plastic ducks into the currents of the North Pacific. Months later, they began washing up on the coast of Alaska, turning this toy spill into an accidental experiment. The accidental duck experiment is still providing information today. They proved almost indestructible, as literally 20 years after entering the ocean, they continue to wash up on beaches around the world. Unlike other fruit that generally grows on trees, pineapples grow on shrubs, and each pineapple plant only grows one pineapple. There are 158 verses in the Greek national anthem, making it the longest national anthem in the world. To put that into perspective, the Canadian and American national anthems both only have 4 verses each. This is a shipping ship that is shipping ships. I will let you reflect on that for a minute. Christmas Island is a small Australian island located in the Indian Ocean that every year sees millions of these large crabs migrate from the forest to breed, known as the annual red crab migration. Ann Hodges from Alabama is the only confirmed person in history that has ever been hit by a meteorite. On a clear day in November of 1954, she was having a nap on her couch when a 9-pound meteorite came through the ceiling and bounced off a radio before hitting her on her hip. It left a deep bruise and catapulted her into both quiet fame and a major legal dispute with her landlady, who thought she rightfully owned the rock. Licorice, or Glycera glabra, has been used in food and as medicine for thousands of years. Also known as sweet root, licorice root contains a compound that is about 50 times sweeter than sugar. There are underwater rivers that flow along the ocean floor, like this one located in between the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico called Cenote Angelita. This river is covered by a thick cloud comprising of hydrogen sulfide, which settles at the bottom to form a distinct layer because its density is heavier than salty seawater, which in turn separates the fresh water. Every December 25th, the inhabitants of the Chumbovalcas province in Peru celebrate Takanakwi. This is where men and women settle grudges from the past year by calling each other out and having a fist fight. Then everybody goes drinking to numb the pain and move on to a new year. Every single person on Earth, including you and I, have lines on our bodies called Blaschko's lines. It is believed that they map the movements of cells from when the body was developing in the womb, and which can only be seen under certain conditions, such as under UV light. In 1950, almost the entire Soviet hockey team died in a plane crash. The team's manager was Vasily Stalin, son of Joseph Stalin. He was afraid of his father's reaction to the crash and recruited a whole team immediately, and surprisingly, his father never knew the difference. There exists a set of 19 questions among doctors, such as, do we have the right patient and what operation are we performing, known as the Safe Surgery Checklist, which has been proven to reduce surgical deaths by more than 40%. During the late 1800s, a baboon named Jack was employed by the railroad in Cape Town, South Africa as a signalman. He never once made a mistake and worked for the railroad for 9 years until his natural death. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I see you guys next time.